Greetings, peace and blessings, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. I hope everybody is having an awesome day. Listen, life is a beautiful thing, okay? Especially if you live it the way that God intended for us to live it. It is a beautiful thing. If you're walking in your purpose, if you understand that there is a purpose for you being here, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It can be a beautiful thing. And then when you procreate and you bring connected life into this world, and you are instrumental in formulating and setting the foundation of implementing value systems, right? Um, God into our children, into whatever we have, where we're our participants in bringing life into this realm. It's a beautiful thing. Watching them morph, watching them grow, watching them be individuals, become become connected to the God of their understanding, and watching them be an extension of you. And even if you don't directly participate in bringing forth life, you are still connected to those that do. That blood still runs through your veins as an extension of those that are being brought into this realm of what I just described, right? So, peace and blessings, everybody. Come on in. We got strawberry shortcake in the building. We got Kimar in the house. Greetings, peace and blessings. And we got CX. So, for those that may be catching the replay, if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. I offer memberships as well. I am switching it up today a little bit from the political arena that I've kind of been delved into as of late, but we have to have balance. We have to have balance, and we have to be able to recognize that whatever goes on in our immediate environment and surroundings is still on a small scale compared to who's really running the world. And I'm not talking about the 1% or the government, right? I'm talking about who created the universe, who created humanity, who created all of the different species into this world that as we know it, and look and think. And if you're a logical thinker, you're going to automatically at some point rationalize and say, there's a lot we don't know. There's a lot we haven't been exposed to. There's a lot that we have not been a participant of, right? So come on in. We got the kitchen closed. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Okay. So I'm not going to make this a long intro. We're going to go right off into the content. And so the purpose of me wanting to do this live, can y'all put a one in the chat if my audio was good? I definitely don't want anybody struggling to hear me. A two if something needs to be adjusted. I don't want any. I am going to put on a little background music. And once I do that, if the volume is good, if you just put in a one, I appreciate it. Hey, Alexandria. Oh, Alexandra. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Hey, beautiful. I got a bunch of beautifuls in my chat. Yes, indeed. Inside and out. Let's go. Let's go. Right? Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so my purpose and what is on my heart is, we are, whether it's on a platform, whether it's in real life, I don't delegate this to be in a specific arena or environment because, in my opinion, and the times that we are living in, guess what? Demons are everywhere. They're everywhere. They're masquerading themselves as being good people. They're masquerading themselves as having a heart. They're masquerading themselves as looking out for your best interests. They're masquerading themselves. And one thing that demons have learned and they use as a survival technique, in my opinion and in my experience, is they learn their desired prey, right? Because one thing about demons is demons cannot survive and thrive without energy. And demonic energy is very fallible. It is very limited. The reach only goes so far. That's where I believe the word harvest has come from. And we're coming up on a time of the year and a season where there are a lot of energies being harvested through entertainment, through holidays, through recreation. Yes, Alexandra, everywhere. They're everywhere. And when I know I may sound repetitive, but when I thank God for my discernment is what assists me into making the differentiation different. I ain't gonna even mess with that word. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Lord have mercy. Listen, CS, come on in. You ain't got to peek. You can just come on right on in and make yourself known. Peace and blessings. Santino is in the house. It is to make the difference of what is real, what is not, what is demonic, what is of God, what is of a good spirit, what is of a demonic or bad spirit with bad intentions. And if I don't preach or make myself literate to those of a specific faith. To me, I am here to speak one good versus evil. Okay? That's my stance. Because there's a specific perimeter and line that where one crosses over into the other. That is why the Bible speaks of, in the word, it speaks of in the last days, you are either on one side or you on the other side. You are not going to be comfortable straddling no fence. And at some point, you're going to be knocked off of that fence. And when you're knocked off of that fence, what side are you going to go on? What side will you land on? What are your actions? What have been your decisions? Who are you impacting? How are you impacting them? Are you leading them to good outcomes? Are you leading them to destruction? Are you lying to people? I don't like liars. To me, that's an automatic. I'm automatically putting you in the category. If the shoe fits, put it on and lace it up and walk in it. Because when you lie, it is an intentional action. Have I lied? Yep, I sure have. Do I lie now? Nope, I do not. Because I had to pick a side. I had to I get to talking that talk. That's the first time that's happened to me. Okay. Listen, Linda, and listen, Larry. And I'm going to reiterate and repeat just in case you didn't hear me. I desire peace. I desire serenity. Once I got a taste of peace, what true peace is, what it entails, how it feels, how it affects everyone connected to me. There was no going back. My decisions were made for me because that's always my intended goal is peace. I don't care about nothing else. But one thing I want to emphasize and put some emphasis on it, because whether I care or not, there are some people that think, oh, she thinks she's this, she thinks she's that, she's Miss Goody Two Shoes. Oh, everybody, it seems like she wants everybody to like her. Let me tell you something, Linda, and let me tell you something, Larry. I don't care about none of that before my peace. Whatever my peace looks like in the desired outcome is going to be the direction that I go into, and how you feel about me having my peace, maintaining my peace, and spreading it to those that are connected to me, at least giving them an option to seek peace, has nothing to do with me. Nothing. And there is nothing that anyone can do or say to attach to me something I rebuke, something I reject, something I'm not interested in, because your walk with God or other entities that you choose to walk with, whatever that looks like for you, that's between you and that energy. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Because my walk with God, with the Most High, has nothing to do with anybody else, including those connected to me, i.e., my man or my children, right? My family members, those that I consider to be in my tribe. That's where I'm at with it. Now, without further ado, I want to propose another perspective. And this gentleman that I'm getting ready to share has found God in his relationship, what his journey looks like. And according to him, not my words, but his, he has been demon and demonically possessed at some point. But he opened himself up for redemption. He opened himself up to try another way. And now his purpose, when he walked into his purpose, let me tell you something. Anytime God assigns purpose to us, it is because of impact, reach, and influence. He wants us to recruit. He wants us to influence. He wants us to spread his gospel to those that have ears to hear. We got one mouth and two ears for a reason. Anybody that's open, anybody that's willing to unlearn and relearn, to me is another word of seeking salvation. You're looking to live and not to be consumed by energy vampires. Keep that in mind when you go and you take your kids door to door on Halloween, trick or treating. Trick being the first word. That's a great segue. Let's go.
Somebody has a demon or demons in them. As somebody who's been possessed by demons, man, y'all better buckle up because it's about to get deep. Number one thing you'll notice that somebody's inhabited by demons is whenever they walk into a room, the whole room will shift. Whether that person has a dark cloud of sadness over them or just this anger that follows them. So if it's somebody that's always in a bad mood, always negative, always depressed, when they walk in the room, it's a huge shift. They are definitely inhabited by demons. The demons are disembodied spirits that need our vessels to live out the desires they want to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? For us to perform, they will. You know.
He said disembodied spirits. Because at the end of the day, they seek our energy. On my thumbnail, I said, if you have a heart, you are unique. I don't know if that's exact. I know that's what it meant. Okay, so I know it's the same meaning. It's synonymous to whatever I put. So don't correct me in the chat. I know I'm off. Okay, listen. Disembodied spirits, and as I stated at the beginning of the live, that demonic energies seek your energy. If you have a heart and you on the right side of history and the right side of God, and you seek salvation, you seek understanding, you seek peace, you seek to help your brethren, your energy is gold. It's platinum. It's diamond. It's every valuable resource that is available to us that we have a level of understanding in grasping. One thing that I want to just caveat with before I allow this gentleman to continue with dropping his gems is that there is so much energy, time, resources, marketing, monies, focus that is spent on devaluing us, lowering our self-esteem, diminishing our self-worth, making us feel as if we're insignificant. Biggest lie the enemy ever told. Because if it was the truth, there wouldn't be such an agenda worldwide to disable us, to siphon our gold, our diamond, our platinum, and whatever valuable resources that are out there that we are unaware of. We are just that. Make no mistake. We are what they seek. And in order for them to survive, make no mistake about that either, they need us. But we have to be willing or tricked out of our bag in order for them to survive, in order for them to become more powerful. That should tell you, in a logical sense of thinking right off the rip, that what we have is more valuable than any of the resources that they put on the market with a price on it. Because what we have is priceless. Get it, because it's right. Let's go.
Saying this is why people get seer conscious. They believe wrong is right and right is wrong. That's because a demon has taken hold of that vessel and seared their conscience and is able to use that person freely. And they just became an organic portal for demons to just hop in and out their body to be used. But anywho, and that's gonna lead to my second one. But the first one, when they walk into a room, it's a huge shift, man. Huge shift. Number two, like I say, once somebody's conscience is completely seared to where they can do wrong and they feel no wrong about it, there's no conviction, and they actually feel justified in what they're doing. So when somebody is deliberately doing wrong and they feel like it ain't nothing wrong with it, and they feel like it's even right, that's a demon that's using that person. That's a demon that is using that person, because somewhere along the line, something happened to them, or they learned it, they picked it up, to where that demon was able to come in and access and man, sear their conscience. And that's what the demon wants you to do. That's what they want for you, for your conscience to be seared, so they can hop in your vessel and just steer you, and just take a dark cloud of sadness.
What he's saying is that you have to be, in my words, in my analysis, is that you have to be a willing participant, even if it's unknowingly so. even if you're not aware of it, if you succumb to any of their ideologies, if you open portals, if you allow your energy to be vulnerable enough to be siphoned in any area, whether you are aware of it or you are not, this is what happens. So that, to me, when he says sear your consciousness, to me that means whether you're right or you're wrong, if you're unaware or if you're aware and you make the decision to put yourself in a position to open that portal, open that window for them to come in and zap what you got going on, then they did what they came to do. Let's go. Salute to the chat. Sis is in the building. We got Yo Thoughts. Hey, boo. I'm so glad you were able to make it. We got my sis, Miss Collins, in the building. I appreciate y'all, Miss Faith Keeper, which is a member. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Phoenix Rising. Listen, these are all subscribers. I appreciate every last one of y'all. My homegirl. Listen, I said Alexandra. VMAC is in the building. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And if I missed you, charge it to my head and not my heart. Let's go.
Madness over them, or just this anger that follows them. So if it's somebody that's always in a bad mood, always negative, always depressed, when they walk in the room, it's a huge shift. They are definitely inhabited by demons.
What he say? What he say? If they walk in the room, virtual or physical, and they always in a bad mood, they always negative, they'll never have nothing nice to say unless it serves a specific purpose to allow them to continue to be negative. If when they walk in the room and the whole room energy shifts, not just in his opinion, but also in mine, it's a demon. I'm at a point in my life where I call demons out, especially if they challenge me. But at the same time, they know they're a demon. They may be very good at masking it as playing victim, or as playing as if they are unaware and that they don't know what's going on because it's everybody else around them and not them. They do no wrong. They ain't never said nothing out of line. They ain't never did nothing out of line. They've never erred anybody. It's a demon. And if it's not a demon yet, it's establishing demonistic characteristics. And in my book, it's all one and the same. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Preach it. Let's go.
The demons are disembodied spirits that need our vessels to live out the desires they want to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? For us to perform they will. You know what I'm saying? This is why people get seared conscious. They believe wrong is right and right is wrong. That's because a demon has taken hold of that vessel and seared their conscience and is able to use that person freely. And they just became an organic portal for demons to just hop in and out their body to be used. But anywho, and that's gonna lead to my second one. But the first one, when they walk into a room, it's a huge shift, man. Huge shift. Number two, like I say, once somebody's conscience is completely seared to where they can do wrong and they feel no wrong about it, there's no conviction, and they actually feel justified in what they're doing. So when somebody is deliberately doing wrong and they feel like it ain't nothing wrong with it, and they feel like it's even right, that's a demon that's using that person. That's a demon that is using that person, because somewhere along the line, something happened to them, or they learned it, they picked it up, to where that demon was able to come in and access and man, sear their conscience. And that's what the demon wants you to do. That's what they want for you, for your conscience to be seared, so they can hop in your vessel and just steer you, you know, and just take complete control of you. Just perform out their will. You're just an organic portal at that moment. Number 3.
So let me just say this, and I'm gonna let him rock out. A lot of demons, whether they're aware that they're demons or they're not aware that they're demons, or they're willing to admit that they are or not, they become very good at what they do because that is their purpose. And their bodies are inhabited and they are taken over by demonic spirits. The flesh is very weak. That's no secret. That's the word. The flesh is weak. It's the soul and the spirit that take precedence over the flesh. These are just vessels that we use to express ourselves. We were made fallible. We were made imperfect. All of that, right? However, discernment, if you don't have it, or if it's a muscle that needs to be strengthened, pray for it. And you just can't pray for it, in my opinion. You're going to have to make different lifestyle decisions. You're going to have to accommodate the spirit of discernment to feel welcome enough to come in and feel comfortable in your space. Because at the end of the day, it's a gift. You are not born with it, in my opinion. It is something that you have to live life with and earn. It's my personal opinion. I could be totally wrong. There are some that say that all you have to do is pray for it. I don't agree with that. Because if that was the case, everybody would have it. Or everybody that knew about it, that prayed about it, would have it. But because it is a true gift and it goes deep, deeper than our fallible and humanistic understanding, guess what? It's going to have to be a power higher than yourself that gives you that grace and that gift in order to exercise it when need be. Because with a lack of discernment, the trajectory of not just your life, but the generations that come behind you will and can be affected. Make no mistake about that. That's how big of a gift it is. That's how big. If you're being shown grace of discernment, God trusts his anointed with that gift. And he also knows how to gauge how deep that gift for you in particular and for me specifically goes. I wanted to break that down the way I know how to break it down. But I don't want to take the shine away from my brother. Let's go.
When you are kind to a person, it angers them. When you are being kind to somebody and it angers them, they're getting more frustrated. That's a demon on them. They have demons in them. What human gets more angry when somebody is kind to them? This is why when you go places, you ain't did nothing to nobody. You're just in your own world. You feel with joy, love, you're laughing, you're being kind to everybody, and then you got somebody over there that's just angry. That's a demon. Those are demons on that person, because only demons hate love. They hate joy. They hate peace. They just hate, and hate. Anything that's of God or from God, they hate it. They can't stand it. They can't even be around you. They'll start like being weird or just man. But yeah, that's another sign somebody got a demon or demons on them. Another one is a permanent contorted face. You ever see somebody and they just like this all the time? Just...
Listen, Linda, I know some people like that. Okay, I gotta find the right one. I know some people like that. I know some people like that in my real life. I know some people that got permanent piss faces. Is what I call them. You look like you got to piss or you got to poop. One of the two. But either one, you focusing on that action to come that you need to do and you ain't thinking about nothing else, right? And they're not even aware of it. Not a smile, not a kind word, unless they are seeking something in the outcome that serves them as narcissists. Yep, I said what I said. If it apply, put the shoe on. If it don't, let it fly. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not here to take nobody else's inventory. I barely have enough time and energy to keep up with my goddamn self. No pun intended. Respect. That's a GOTDAMN, not GOD. I just wanted to make that clarification, especially while we talking about my God. Okay. So I just wanted, that's all I wanted to insert before he goes into the third point. And let's roll.
But just they got this look like this is like it's like a permanent contort. That's what demons do. Demons they contort. Like when them things be in my body, they like do all kinds of stuff and make these faces. I remember one time that thing smiled and it brought my mouth all the way up to here. But when you see people who got this sinister look, and this is permanent look, that's a demon on them. That demon is in that vessel, driving that thing, that demon is hosting that body. And a lot of times demons, they if that thing got enough dominion, that thing could be in your face. It's like in your face, but behind you in a sense. So it's like, it's weird, man, but it's so normal to people to where we can't even recognize it. But I guarantee you that person get delivered, they're gonna look like a whole new person. It's gonna.
Ooh. Listen, Linda, listen, Larry. I remember when I got delivered, I went through a spell of some years where I didn't like myself. So I know other people didn't like me because that's not what I was created for. I was not created to be unlikable. I was not. Especially now in my seasoned years, the path that I'm going and the path that has been prepared for me and that I choose to walk in. Let me tell you something. It was a learning experience and I had to go through it in order to make it part of my testimony. However, let me just say, he is so right. So many people walk in that disposition and they're totally unaware that they're even being anal, that they're being narcissistic. I'm not going to say lying because you know when you lying. You know when you lying. You don't get no gifts of being dismissed of that. Because to me, unless you're conscious, like he said, it's been seared away. But mine has never, at least in my opinion, has never been seared away. So I can't attest to that. I can't confirm or deny. All I'm saying is that when I see demons, when I'm able to identify a person being occupied by a demonic spirit and a demonic presence, most of the time, it happens so subtly and so smoothly and so gradually or not that they're not even aware of it. But by the time the demon has taken occupancy into your vessel, it ain't you no way. So what does it matter at that point? What does it matter? You're not going to be aware of it. So you're definitely not going to admit it. You're definitely not going to acknowledge it, much less repent and hold yourself accountable. Let's go.
Be a whole new look in their eyes. They're gonna look like them again. But people take on this mean, contorted look. That's a demon. Multiple demons for that matter. And the fifth one, I think it's 5 right here. The eyes, man. The eyes are the window to the soul. Man, the first time I ever looked somebody in their eyes and seen evil, I'm talking about, I had discernment. Probably, I ain't had discernment for that long. I was able to see into the spirit realm and everything. The first time I looked somebody in their eyes and I seen evil, it scared me. I was so scared. I was just...
Listen, there is a color scheme for the eyes, for the level of your being occupied through a demonic vessel. This is not allegedly, this is real. When they say your eyes are black and they can't see the white, there are different levels to the part that's supposed to be white as to how black they become. And when he speaks of the eyes being the mirror of your soul, I was blessed. I was blessed enough to have a father that taught me that at such a young age. And it took hold because at that time, listen, at that time, I was like, oh, he done found me out. He know I done started lying. He know I done started trying to manipulate. My daddy he see me. He see me. So guess what? You can tell through my eyes, I ain't got no control over that. Your eyes have a spirit of its own, which is how God created it. So no matter what your actions and your decisions yield certain outcomes, you have no control over the eyes if you're still human, right? And at that time, I was like, okay, well, I just got to find other ways of trying to fool him. So I started trying to avoid eye contact. This is at an early age. You learn early, especially when your brain is still a sponge and you still think you're smarter than everybody else, and you think your parents are old, or you think your elders are old and they too old and they ain't with the times and they don't know what's going on. Let me tell you, now if I could turn back the hands of times, I wouldn't have no friends my age. I wouldn't associate with nobody my age until I got old. Because at that point, my discernment is on point. And now I can figure out how you moving. If you sincere, if you full of shit, or if you not. Okay? But I'm telling you, my daddy cared enough not to just stay in my life when he could have bounced, but to drop them kind of gems and say, baby girl, I'm going to teach you even when I know you don't even have no understanding. You ain't even got no understanding what I'm getting ready to say, but I can tell when you lying through your eyes. I can tell if you sincere or insincere through your eyes. And it makes me wonder, why are we in a time where we got these long ass bat wings? This bat wing and this long eyelash epidemic going on. Don't y'all know that there are mites and bugs that are created and grow and get into your bloodstream through your eyelashes, through them fake ass eyelashes and that glue? Not knocking nobody. My eyelashes don't grow thick naturally. But one thing I was not gonna do, I was not getting ready to do that. No sir. I done had enough battles in my life, including beating breast cancer. Y'all think that I'm getting ready to? No. By this point, listen, you love me or you leave me. Okay? So if my eyelashes determine whether you love me or you don't, you ain't for me. Period. But the eyes being the mirror of the soul. My daddy said, I can tell who you are through your eyes. I learned how to tune your mouth out. I don't even listen to your mouth if your eyes is telling a different story. And many that come across my path, their eyes don't match their actions. I thank God for that discernment every single time It happens because now I'm at a point where I can identify it. Let me look at my chat. Oh, Lord, listen, y'all. Peace and blessings, beautiful one. Listen, Lord, that's how I feel when I see you come up. You, your support, all of that. And I'm not talking primarily about found by the financial aspect. I'm talking about the chat. I'm talking about you engaging, you supporting those that you absolutely coincide with the message, things that you absolutely resonate with. Thank you for that. We got Russell Red in the building. Let me oh Lord. Okay, so hold on, y'all. I gotta go highlight it. My bad. I'm on a whole nother device, child. She said, Lord, have mercy. I'm not trying to neglect, but I'm in my bag. Y'all know when I get those that know, when I'm in my bag, I don't listen. I can't be distracted because I got ADHD, y'all, right? We got Russell Red. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. And I appreciate your presence, respect, and love to Mr. Kimmy and the YouTube chat fam. Appreciate you, Mr. Kimmy, for being the strong woman I remember being raised by. Amen. Miss your thoughts as well. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Russell Red, for your support. Thank you for your presence, right? I appreciate y'all so much. So much, so much. I'm going to pivot a little bit because I don't want to, listen, this is a multifaceted conversation. When you're dealing with demons, you can deal with demons from any ethnicity, any background, any culture, any type of upbringing, whether you were born in money, whether you were born and you don't know the value of money, or you haven't experienced any type of wealth, whether your skin complexion is light like mine or is chocolate like Miss Yo Thoughts and others, right? And so it becomes a universal language, or it is a universal language in my opinion. So this one here, there's a couple of others I'm going to show, but this one here, let me tell you, when you are authentic, no matter what other people think, to me, I know who I am. I know I'm authentic. It took me some time to get here, but baby, especially if you don't know me, my YouTube presence, if that's all you got, baby, you don't know me. Unless you have discernment. Let's go. Oh, that was good. That was good.
They have to tell you what's going on. And the ways that they like to do that is by getting some double agents out here to put the truth out there. They understand how universal laws work. You can't do all bad. You can't do all good. While it is a beautiful thing to hear people like Jaguar Wright, Tokyo Tony, Cat Williams, Orlando Brown, it is beautiful to hear certain things come out, right? Do understand, though, that they are double agents. How so? They were in the industry. Not only were they in the industry, but they were around these people. They were amongst these things. Unpopular observation. It's part of their contract to come out and tell the truth. Somebody asked me, is that the reason why they wind up getting checked into a mental hospital for a second and then they get let out? Or is that why they wind up in jail and then they'll get let out? Yes. That's exactly why. You really think they just gonna let people come out and say the truth and they're not gonna have a problem with it, and you were a part of the industry, so we know firsthand that you were right next to the people that are the problem? We know firsthand that you know exactly what's going on in the industry, and we just gonna let you talk and run your mouth? Peep the chessboard. Don't get me wrong, I love hearing the truth come out, but I want people to be aware. Everybody that comes out talking about what was going on in the industry or what is going on in the industry always had a part in the industry.
So let's shift real quick to the celebrity aspect, because we have, in my opinion, we have lost the matriarchs and the patriarchs in the family. And we have a couple of generations at the very least, and some residuals from other generations in my lifetime that don't really have anybody to look up to, that don't have have anybody to take any value from what they're saying. And because the celebrities have been presented to us in a fashion as if they are better than those that are not celebrities, it's been the biggest trick bag, in my opinion, since I've been here. I remember being a younger child, and we had what we call quote unquote celebrities for those that actually had real talent, right? Those that could actually sing, those that could actually dance, those that actually were the best in their craft, but they were blessed with a platform to be able to make, to have a reach and to have an impact, right? Now, anybody can become a celebrity. And in my opinion, the quicker you sell your soul, the bigger of a mirage you can be in this matrix that I feel we are in. Correct? In my opinion. This is my opinion. Fair use is in effect as well, YouTube. Right? So this is just my personal opinions, and in my years and decades of living into my seasoned age and going through the things that I have gone through and that I still go through. Come on with it. Y'all quit playing with me. Because the more authentic and the more you vocalize, I do have a heart. And I am for God first and only. Everything else is secondary. You think you ain't gonna have some trials and tribulations? They're gonna hit you coming from all sides. No respective of your age. Don't give a damn what you've been through. Don't care where you at, where you going. None of that. Not to get off subject, all I'm saying is that anybody can become a celebrity. And now I find that we are living in an era where celebrity status is running shit, is formulating ideas, is impacting households, and even more so and deeper than that, in my opinion, has been garnishing and taking and focusing primarily on our children. I remember when Nas X came out, and he came out with that country ass tune. He was fully dressed. There was no indications, at least for the general eye, to see that he was, you know what I'm saying? And that was once they realized how much of an impact that one hit had, and that one song had, that catapulted him to celebrity status, right? Once that happened, all of a sudden, because their days are short, and I'm talking about the demons, right? I'm calling them out by name. So if it apply to you, it apply to you. If it don't, then it don't. Then you shouldn't take it personal. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't be offended, right? Now all of a sudden, he going down to the hell with Satan, and he dropping his draws or whatever, because I don't watch his content. I never watched his content. I never picked up on anything with him because I never watched him. It never concerned me. If I ever saw his video with the cowboy tunes or whatever, I don't even know the name of that one song that just got him notoriety across the world. If it didn't matter, then how is it that he ended up? I remember looking up Kwame Brown. Shout out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life. He did a live, and he said if you do, or somebody on that live said if you do a search with his name, he shows up in the children's section. Now, as a content creator, One of the primary questions on every live stream that I do, and I can speak for me, they ask me, is this for kids or is this not for children? I have seen people's whole channels taken and swiped out because they put the wrong information in that one question. They said it was for kids and it was not. How is it that Nas X comes up in the algorithm when you search for children's content? And he's meeting devil or the Satan down in the devil's pit. And he's still got millions and millions of followers or subscribers, depending on what platform he's on, right? So I'm telling y'all that to say they are after our children. If you have children or if you don't, if you have nieces and nephews, if you have grands through marriage, whatever the case might be, there are still children being born every single solitary day. And there's not a day that goes by where I don't think to myself, Lord have mercy. And I pray for our kids every day and our generations that even haven't been born yet, providing this satanic world is still evolving and emulating. Protect them, guide them, and whatever purpose they have been born to serve. Because let me tell you something, with the abortion clinics, with the crime on crime, I'm not going to even say black on black. I'm just going to say crime statistics elevating. We got the illegal immigration by the powers that be that delegate where our taxes go, right? Y'all don't get me started on that because my whole tone will change. Listen, we got to pray for our kids. We don't know when this whole fiasco is going to end into a whole nation being reborn or into a whole situation being reborn. I don't anticipate I might be here for that. But my prayers being uttered while I am here, I am praying fall on those ears that need to hear. Y'all better quit playing with me today. We got Selena. Oh, thank you, baby. Keep doing what you are doing, Mr. Kimmy. I can't do nothing different. I appreciate you. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you so very much. And to those that are coming into the chat, those that are typing into the chat, I appreciate y'all. But this message is like, I woke up 4 o'clock this morning. I went to bed last night. I said, I need to go live. I'm not really sure what, I'm kind of burnt out on the politics, and it seems like my counterparts kind of have that covered. I really don't need to reiterate what they're talking about. And I told Miss Yo last night, I said, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to wake up every morning. I wake up between 4 and 4:30 like clockwork. Whether it's I got to pee or I don't have to pee, I still wake up around that time, right? And let me tell you, boy, the spirit was moving. I was so glad I did that. I'm telling y'all, that discernment ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to play with. And if you got it, thank them for it every chance you get. Because it's the blueprint for the shit to come. It's the blueprint for you staying on purpose. It's the blueprint for everything that's connected to you to get a solid foundation. So at some point, if they decide to go left, they still got that foundation to come back to. Quit playing. Y'all, this is serious. All of this is serious. Let's continue. I know I got long-winded. If I lost you, I apologize. But if I didn't, then let's roll. Because I'm telling you, all of this, somebody can get something from in my opinion. Let's go.
They either still be currently part of the industry, or they used to be a part of the industry, or they wanted to join and they only went so far. So then now all of a sudden they come out of the blue. And then this is the age of Aquarius. So, information is, you don't think that these people that they work for know, the beings underground don't know, like they know. And it's almost like they're picking sections of Hollywood to expose. You know what I'm saying? For instance, all the comedians are going at each other's throats. All of a sudden, hip hop artists are at each other's heads. All of a sudden, like, everybody just talking shit about everybody. Everybody exposing everybody. And the other way I peep it is because they only talk about certain stuff. I'm not saying that SA and drugging and sex trafficking, all of that is definitely important. That is super important. But there are some beings at hand that are controlling all this, and a lot of them know it, but they're not talking about that. They're not.
Greetings. Thank you so much, Baldhead Wayne. I appreciate you. I'm so glad you called me live. No, for real, for real. I appreciate you. Thank you for all of your support. There have been times that I haven't been live and I have typed in other people's chat, and this man has blessed me. Let me tell you something. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. So she's saying, listen, this is serious enough to where she acknowledged, as many do, that this is, okay, we already know that there's a very select few of people that is running the show in this realm, in this matrix that we are currently in, right? When you are aware and when you know and you can look past the surface, you can ask the right questions. Logic. This is what they have taken out of the school system in this country overall, is independent thinking. They want everybody on the same page. They want everybody to learn what they want them to learn. And now we got inflation that's so high that you can't even buy your 16-year-old a car, the average household, outright, much less pay for the insurance and the associated costs until they can get a good leg up on their own. They don't care about our children. Do you care about your children? Do you care about your nieces and nephews? Do you care about the future generations outside of your expected life expectancy? Because if you don't, you need to ask yourself some pertinent questions as to why you're here, what your purpose is, where you're going, and are you serving your purpose? How is it that we have billions of people on this planet and you have 1 to 3% of that population pulling the puppet strings everywhere? They're running everything. They're running everything. You know why? I can tell you why. First of all, it's prophecy for the end of the last days. Second of all, those that control what you eat, what you drink, where you live, the land, the soil, control the world. They've mastered all of that while we have been watching football, basketball, soccer, hockey, going to the club, hitting the liquor stores, doing cookouts, observing all of these made up holidays. They weren't created by God. They were made up by man. And they clean Mother's Day. Outside of Christmas, it's number 2 and revenues of these corporations making the money that they make. Houseway. So many of us are still asleep. We still in the program that we can't even see past the surface enough that when we take our last breath, what are we leaving our children to? Y'all, I gotta do a whole nother live for that because I'll get lost in the sauce. Let's go.
Talking about why the hip hop industry is so fucked up. They're not talking about the point of the sex trafficking. They're not talking about where it's starting from and why people are being sex trafficked. They're not talking about that, and they know about that. But they're not touching that part. I wonder why.
Y'all, the times that we're living in, have you ever asked yourself a question? Why were you born for such a time as this? Have you ever questioned that? Has it ever crossed your mind? Have you ever thought past and beneath the surface? If not, I propel and propose to you to seek out what works for you in order to do so. Because life is going to exist for those you leave behind. It's going to exist past and beyond you taking your last breath. What are you leaving? And if you don't have the monetary and the financial foundation of stability to leave, at least for the generation directly behind you, there are other things you can leave. How about some tools? How about some information, some education? I've said this before on other lives. But my oldest son, he's closer to 30 than he is 25. And every time I learn something, I drop it to him immediately. Or when he has time. And he makes time for his mama in his busy life. And you know what happens when I do that? I feel like whatever I learned served a purpose. It was for a cause. Because whatever I throw at the wall and it sticks with him, he's going to pass on to his younger brother. Because his younger brother on something different. But that's why we were made to multiply. Because if God created us to be able to manifest things strictly on our own, why did he create community? And why did he require a man and a woman to procreate? Why can't women just have babies? Even though we're living in a world where they're trying to defy God's law. Ain't nothing better. I don't care if they are, in their mind, successful. But you're going to take losses everywhere else. Right? So I just wanted to say that. Let's go on to the next video. We're not going to be too much longer. But listen, to my ladies, I wanted to drop this. Listen, Linda. Ooh-wee, Larry's. You can learn something from this too. But let me tell you, in my research, I was straight trying to figure out, like, how is it when it comes to relationships? Can we get the message across? And this one did it so eloquently. So we're gonna break down hers, and then I'll drop the link for anybody that's interested. And if not, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Ain't no big deal. But yeah, I want to hear what she got to say.
There is nothing that a man I love couldn't put in my hands and I multiply it. Nothing. I don't care if he worked at Burger King. By the time we get finished, he gonna own a chain of them. So from a husband, I desire a man who has very clear vision.
Yes.
He is clear about purpose and destiny, not just for himself, but a man who you marry has to be able to cultivate what is in and on you as well. So I can't have a man who is unclear about where he is going and who is intimidated by what and who I am. He has to be able to help me cultivate what I am as well. So I desire clear vision. I desire clear purpose. I need definition. I'm not a go with the flow type of woman. I need to know where we going, what we doing, what's the destination. I thrive. Hear this. I thrive when I know what's going on, and I shouldn't have to ask you. I need you to lay out the plan for us. Take me on a drive. Put me in a car. Drive me around. Talk to me. Tell me, baby, this is what we getting ready to do. This is the land that I desire to buy. These are the businesses.
Oh, I can't even contain myself. I can't even listen. She doesn't need any ad lib on that. I'm just going to incorporate who I am. Who I am echoes exactly what she said. I need for a man to lead. I need for my man to tell me where we're going. Just to know that at the end of the day, baby, I'm adding value. I'm invaluable, but I'm adding value to what you got going on. Woo, let's go.
That I desire to have. This is what I want. Make it clear. I thrive in clarity. Hear this. I ought to know exactly where I stand with you, and I ought to know where I fit in your life. I'm not competing with your mama, your sister, your daughter, your dog. I desire a man who can communicate to me. Tell me what's, you ain't got to be perfect, but I can't work with what I don't know. Tell me what I don't know.
Listen, men, we're not mind readers. And women, men are not mind readers. When they talk about communication being the number one effective tool and benefit of a relationship, that is the truth. You listen, God did not create us to be able to read minds. So say what it is. And as a culture and collectively, I feel like we have lost the ability because everybody's so damn sensitive that you can't say nothing to where anybody you feel like they will disagree upon. That is such an unsuccessful start to where you can expect an unsuccessful resolution and outcome in that relationship. Ooh, go ahead, sis. Let's go.
Love me, be gentle with me. The Bible says that he washes her with the word of the Lord. You ain't got to know every scripture, but you got to know something.
Woo! Woo! Come on, you got to know something.
No, you got to know something. You provide an environment where I'm safe. Come on. My heart is safe. Yeah. I can go to sleep at night without feeling like I got to check your phone because I know you lying. I want safety. I want an environment where I can thrive. Because let me tell you this about most women. When a man provides that for a woman, she will walk through every fire. She will climb every mountain. You ain't got to have nothing but $5, but if you are loyal to her, she gonna take that $5 and turn it into $500,000.
Y'all better stop playing with her and me. Listen, that's the thing. When you get with somebody that's in it for you and not for what you can give them or bring to them, invest in that relationship. Invest in it. As articulate as I can be, she stirred my whole spirit. She gave me goosebumps because she articulated in a fashion so effortlessly, in a fashion that I think she speaks for a lot of women that feel and think the same way, but she has a way of articulating it. Let's go. Oh my gosh.
That is what I desire. Hey, listen, ain't nobody got no time for no games. Listen, you have women who are carrying destiny and purpose on them.
Yes.
You don't have time for all of this stuff. And let me tell you this, the enemy uses relationships with us because he knows that it is the one thing that can derail what our destiny is. Hell studies how we love and who we love. It is the thing that demons use the most. This is why we date the same spirit in a different body. Very clear vision.
Yes.
He is clear.
Woo! This is why we attract the same type of man or the same type of woman, because we're looking for the same thing that our youthful seeker was looking for. Where is the growth? Where is the maturity? Where is the maturation? Where is the, you know what? I want more out of life. And I don't want the struggle of doing it myself. Bolo VNR, shout out to my boy Bolo. Listen to my mods, please. I want to take this moment because I know I've been in my bag. Drop all of the links to your channels into those that are in my chat. I have a subscribers only mode on. So anybody that is in my chat that has a channel, please drop. If it has more than one channel, a content creator has more than one channel, drop them all. Don't spam it, but drop them. And I stand behind every mod I have, all of their content, the content creators that are in my chat. I support 110% and I stand behind. We need to be emphasized a lot more than the demons. The demons that get the views, even in a demonic environment. I rebuke it. I rebuke it because you have people that are on the fence trying to find their way. And we want to be available and give them available options and resources outside of just going straight to hell. And that's my opinion, right? Let's go. Listen, oh, before I do that, Bolo, she definitely not talking about most women nowadays. Let me say this. That's not my experience. Because of who I associate myself with, I surround myself with, the environments that I allow myself to be in, we are out here. Baby, we listen, Linda, and listen, Larry. We out here. We out here. Okay? Something needs to be tweaked in your immediate environment, persona, spirituality, and psyche. There's some and I'm not saying this to be mean or rude. I'm just saying this because this has been my experience. Once I changed my places, my persons, and my things, shout out to Kwame Brown, shout out to everybody in my chat. I'm just saying, once I changed my environment, my lifestyle, and who I associate myself with, my life changed. Even if that meant being solo dolo for a while. Let me tell you something. We're living in an environment where the fear tactic is implemented in you being solo, but God requires it. for growth, for connection, for many other things. But those are the first two things that come to mind. God requires your undivided attention at certain points in your life. I have found, and I'm not being derogatory when it comes to relationships. All I'm saying is that God has showed up and showed out more in periods of my life where I have been available to him. I have been solo. I have been single. I have been celibate. I have been on the right path. And whatever path I laid for myself and that I constructed for myself, because he gives us free will, right? Guess what? He has blessed me tenfold. I'm talking generationally. Because you have to be at a certain level spiritually, mentally. I don't even care. They will even, listen, the right one will even subside and sidestep the physical if all that other shit is right. Facts. Ask me how I know. Okay? So with that being said, I just wanted to respond to Bolo's comment. Ooh, child, let's go.
About purpose and destiny, not just for himself, but a man who you marry has to be able to cultivate what is in and on you as well. So I can't have a man who is unclear about where he is going and who is intimidated by what and who I am. He has to be able to help me cultivate what I am as well. So I desire clear vision. I desire clear purpose. I need definition. I'm not a go with the flow type of woman. I need to know where we going, what we doing, what's the destination. I thrive. Hear this. I thrive when I know what's going on, and I shouldn't have to ask you. I need you to lay out the plan for us. Take me on a drive. Put me in a car. Drive me around. Talk to me. Tell me, baby, this is what we getting ready to do. This is the land that I desire to buy. These are the businesses that I desire to have. This is what I want. Make it clear. I thrive in clarity. Hear this. I ought to know exactly where I stand with you. And I ought to know where I fit in your life. I'm not competing with your mama, your sister, your daughter, your dog. I desire a man who can communicate to me. Tell me you ain't got to be perfect, but I can't work with what I don't know. Tell me what I don't know. Love me, be gentle with me. The Bible says that he washes her with the word of the Lord. You ain't got to know every scripture, but you got to know something. You got to know something. You provide an environment where I'm safe. My heart is safe. I can go to sleep at night without feeling like I gotta check your phone because I know you lie. I want safety. I want an environment where I can thrive. Because let me tell you this about most women. When a man provides that for a woman, she will walk through every fire.
Yes.
She will climb every mountain. You ain't got to have nothing but $5, but if you are loyal to her, she gonna take that $5 and turn it into $500,000.
If you take heed to what she has to contribute to the mission. If the mission is collective and if it's cohesive, that word I give power to and I receive the power. If it's cohesive, that's why it takes a man and a woman to procreate. You can't do it by yourself, as a man can't do it by himself. So how can you build an empire by yourself? It's an illusion, women. Raising children on your own successfully is an illusion, especially without major sacrifice. Ask me how I know. Ooh, let's go.
That is what I desire. Hey, listen, ain't nobody got no time for no games.
Oh,
Listen, you have women who are carrying destiny and purpose on them. You don't have time for all of this stuff. And let me tell you this, the enemy uses relationships with us because he knows that it is the one thing that can derail what our destiny is. Hell studies how we love and who we love.
what she say? What she say? She said, hell studies how we love and who we love. Because who we love will tell how we love. Ooh, let's go.
It is the thing that demons use the most. This is why we date the same spirit in a different body.
There it is.
He knows that if I can get her in a dysfunctional relationship, I can steal her confidence. I can kill her esteem. And then I can destroy her destiny. So for me, the things that I desire, to me, that ain't that much. That ain't that much. Because in comparison about what you gonna get back from me, baby, the least that you can do is provide that.
Ooh, she stood up. Listen, Linda and Larry. She said, if you invest in me, my return on us collectively. We're going to build that empire that God has designed for us to build. Why do you think the powers that be is providing and has been for decades Section 8? Taking the fathers out of the home, having single moms raising their kids, juggling those puppet strings where they see fit. Y'all better wake the hell up, because this woman ain't saying nothing, and neither am I. That's untrue. Ooh, child, let's go.
You give that to me and everything else is fine. It's not that complicated. We want people who are committed to us, who will love us, and we will be able to do the same. I'm not intimidated by trauma. We all have it. My challenge is, do you want to come out of it?
Yes.
Am I going to be destroyed by trying to help you overcome what you are in? That's what I want in a man's man. There.
Woo! Listen, I thought that was longer. Okay, y'all, I thought that. Listen, the first time I listened to it, it seemed like it was 20 minutes long. So, yes, I'm going to. I could say so much, but I've said enough. We're an hour, almost an hour and a half in, and I'm going to drop the link. If anybody, I would appreciate if I get some interaction outside of the chat one to the panel. I would love some interaction there. I've been kind of a little bit, here, a little bit there, but it all stems to the demonic energy, because anything that is trying to rob God's children of their God-given pure energy, doesn't matter what avenue and what direction it's coming from, it needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be discussed. And I would love for more than just my voice to be heard on this topic. Bolo, I'm not calling you to the carpet, but I saw you said that you agreed and disagreed. And if you are in a position, if not, it's perfectly fine. But if you are in a position to be able, speaking of it, listen, that's my babes. What's going on with you?
Man, I already knew you was gonna call me out, man. Lord, stop playing, Miss Akimi. Stop playing.
Well, only
I see you in the chat, Miss Collins. Talking about
listen,
analysis.
no, hold up a second, because I'm not reading the chat. But I saw when you said I agree and disagree. That's the only reason I called you up, because
Yeah, you always do me like that.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
We're gonna be honest today. You do.
All right.
You actually do. But I still love y'all. God damn it. All I'm saying is, man, I'm not in total disagreement or just disagreeing with the lady. The fact of the matter is, it's a case by case basis. All men are not going to communicate the way you expect them to. You're gonna find a man that does not communicate the way you expect him to verbally. He communicates non-verbally. This is where Miss Yo Thoughts with the wisdom is saying you got to use discernment. You got to know who you are in a relationship with. Period. You know what I'm saying? So all I said was a fact. Most of the women today are not in the same wavelength as this lady, you or Miss Collins, or beautiful one. This is just the truth. I ain't saying nothing to go against them. You ain't got to call me out. I just said facts.
I hope you didn't look at it as me calling you out, because that's not.
No, I'm just messing with you. Okay, you know.
Okay, yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I feel like we should be the majority, but we are not at this.
No, it's truly not. You know, and the men. Everybody got to go through their period of spiritual development. You know what I'm saying, to come to that point where we're both equally yoked. You know what I'm saying? And she's speaking from a point of a religious perspective. Nobody can argue that. But when you look around the world, how many of us are really going through those tenets and really doing that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So realistically, the majority is not in that same wavelength. It's y'all are like diamonds. The ones that are, you know what I'm saying? Very rare you find them. But they're there. They are there. Me and my friend, me and him used to be in security at this club, and me and him used to argue this a lot because he's the type of man that has been through all of the dark side of women. You know what I'm saying? So he believes that there's just all of these women are just. I'm like, no, bro. There is actually some out there. It's very rare, but there are some out there. Me and him was supposed to do a podcast about it too, just talking about these types of things. But that never manifested. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I understand that there's some women out there. And to be honest with you, most of them are taken. If you really think about it, because the smart dude is like, yep, I'm taking that one. Not going to leave her out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. The pool of women that are this spiritually developed and in this type of mindset, as she so eloquently explained, is very, very small. It is what it is.
Well, I appreciate that perspective, because when I said it earlier in the live that, basically in summary, you are what you attract. I have a tribe and I have a circle of people in my environment when it comes to women that think along the same lines as I do. And so I'm not exposed currently, right, today, as to what you all as men have to contend with. So I appreciate your honesty, your transparency, and your perspective. And what I have to say to that is that men, just because you come across a big butt and a smile, or the ability for a woman to be able to come at you, you got to look past and beyond the surface. We are in a culture now where big butts is like a mandatory. It's like it has to be amongst, when it comes to a lot of the men.
The majority, right? Well, I wouldn't say a lot of men. Yeah, definitely, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so all I'm saying is that if you come across a woman that is of substance and she starts asking questions that maybe you're uncomfortable with, maybe that you are not familiar with, maybe
Beautiful,
you're not
beautiful
accustomed
ones.
to.
Beautiful ones. They drop the link. Think you
Oh,
want to come up?
okay, baby. Yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And anyone else that might want to. Hold on, Lord have mercy. Look, I just got a brain fart over here in the mid thought. I told y'all I don't multitask. Okay, got it. All right, go ahead, Bolo. So Bolo, were you done with your thought?
No, you was actually
Okay,
saying something a while ago.
okay. So all I'm saying is that women don't discount men that actually are looking for substance or asking uncomfortable questions if you are of substance, because the fact of the matter is that diamonds in the rough have to seek out other diamonds in the rough. That's where, as Bolo and myself have been saying, we have to have discernment. And if you are given that ability and you learn what it is, utilize it wisely and implement it as circumstances transpire, because you might miss your biggest blessing, your huge blessing, by looking at superficial and external situations, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
Let me just say this before beautiful one goes. I have been blessed to come across, the type of women that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not the type of dude that is here with an unbalanced view on, what is out there in terms of quality and the type of woman you're talking about. So let me just put that out there. All right. Obviously, look at the type of ladies I attract to my channel. Miss
That's right.
Collins, Mr. Kimi, beautiful one, Fake Keeper, Miss Yota. Just to name a few. I'm just saying. I've been blessed to have great, wonderful, upstanding women in my life, virtually and in real life. So I know what it is. Go ahead, beautiful one.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Hi.
hear
Yes.
you.
Hi, Kimi.
Beautiful one.
Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Bolo.
What's up?
How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I am rested.
That's
Rested.
what's up.
Oh, that's a
Rested.
beautiful thing. Let me tell you, that's
Yes.
one of my
Vacation.
favorite words.
Yes.
Oh,
Rested. I am so rested right now. Miss Akimi, I am enjoying your life. I am really I enjoy Bolo. I enjoy you. I'm so proud of you. Like I said before, I told you in the chat before. But I wanted to come up because okay, so I agree with the young lady as she was speaking about, a lot of things that what we want as far as like what we want out of a relationship from a man.
mhm,
But I also want so many things when I go into a mall.
mhm.
And that is one of the things I think that we have to understand as women. We are not going to get a design man. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
All
And
right.
Yes.
also, what I also wanted to say too, that it all starts with God. So as she's speaking and she's saying, okay, one of the things she was saying is, I'm looking for someone to protect me. That's God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm,
not, and
that's
we're
deep.
looking for these things that are totally not going to be in a man, but you're looking for this substance, and it's all in God. And it all starts with God first. God is
First,
in man.
first,
So
first.
if
Come
you're
on.
seeking God, God is going to bring you him.
Mhm.
And if women get that part alone, I'm
Everything else comes natural.
everything else comes naturally.
Come
And
on.
I'm speaking this from experience. And
Mhm.
like you said, you are what you attract.
Yes.
If you have God in you, you're going to attract God.
Yeah.
It's no, I don't care how many relationships gurus can come and tell you this, because a lot of them do it for viewership, money, things like that. But it all starts with God. It's so simple. It's so simple. Everything that you are seeking, man or woman, I don't care who you are, man or woman. If a man is seeking these things in a woman, you're still seeking God.
That part. That
So
part.
if that is fulfilled from the start, God is going to bring you him or her.
Period. Period. Come on.
That's how I just look at it. And that's all I really wanted to brush up on and say. And also, as well, as far as like the children, like you said, they are after our children, the future, you know, and just like you brushed up on as far as like the education, there are certain things I can't say, but you know, you can kind of read in between the lines. But BG, and I mean, you know, it's his initials, but he had created, you remember when they were doing all the testing, where all the schools were doing all the testing, everything was about testing. Well, that was part of his program. They did that to basically get in the minds of the youth. And that is who we see now. That is the 25, 26, 27-year-old generation right now, up in and under, you know, and that's the whole, and like you said, Miss Akimi, this is a spiritual battle, and this is to wipe out the future.
Yes.
The evil hates life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. It hates life. And this is a battle. We are in a spiritual battle. And I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. I love what all of you are doing.
That's why they want your channel to be dead.
All right.
Yep. You're right.
But whatever God says, his word supersedes everybody else's, that's especially when I don't know you. When I don't know you, that means you have not cemented jurisdiction over what I got going on. So whatever your definition of dead is, you having to spend whatever resources you got in order to ensure death upon neighboring areas on this YouTube space. But I don't listen to y'all because I don't know y'all, but I know God. And God knows me. And as long as I get up and my heart is in the right posture, it's in the right space, whatever it is I do for that day, I seek God's permission for the most part. Am I imperfect? Hell yeah. Sometimes I want to smoke. Sometimes I want the bull crap. Sometimes I want all of that. But overall, because I have people that are connected to me, that are looking to me for guidance until they can get to God, guess what? I got to be a representative and a representation of his values.
Yes.
And that's what I do no matter what I got going on in my personal life, because all of that is minute in the scheme of things, and it's inconsequential in the scheme of things. Ooh, what you said, Bolo and Beautiful One, is so powerful, which it really just cements why I really am attracted and connected to y'all, even if it is in this virtual space.
Same here, Miss Akimi. Same here.
Same here, man. Same here.
Really, truly, you are a diamond. Yeah, I mean, truly, you are a diamond. I meet all types of women. You know, I've seen all types of women in my life, but you and the women also in the chat, Miss Yothos, Miss Collins, all of you, Miss Alexandria, Faith Keeper, all of you women, I mean, are just so beautiful to me. Every one of you. I mean, you guys inspire me, even with you don't know what kind of day people are having. And I feel like I move with God. I don't move with man. I move with God. I move with my spirit. And which is odd sometimes, because a lot of my family and friends are like, why are you stuck to this YouTube? Like, what the hell is going? Like, they're actually like, what is going on? I'm like, I'm being led. I'm just being led, and I'm just seeing, I'm seeing this play out, but I'm just being led. I'm being used, and I'm learning so much during this process, I'm learning, and I'm learning that I needed this for my own personal development. You understand? I've learned so much from you guys. And I mean, it's just amazing. This whole experience has been amazing, as well as you, Volo. All the men, you, Kwame, I mean, just
Thank
all these
you.
things, all of you guys are amazing to me. I have met the most amazing men. So if women don't see that men are good, y'all are some great men, wonderful men. I have to say that all of you, respectful, man. I'm telling you, like this whole sector. I don't understand the sector stuff. Don't get me wrong, I don't understand that. But I'm just saying, like, the people that I have come into contact with on this app have been wonderful. And I appreciate this whole experience with you guys as well. So, I don't want to talk too much, but yeah, that's really what I had to say.
Oh, you always got the floor. You don't hit panels very often, and what you always have to bring in the chat is always of value, and people appreciate you as well as Bolo. So I just don't want you to feel you're like your time is shortened on here. You got the rain, sis. I'm telling you. And I just want to vocalize something because I want to dispel verbally something that I'm sure is just emulating, but maybe they have or have not said it. I don't watch other people that don't feed me. So at that point, I don't know what's being said, but I just want to clarify on my page at this point in time that I appreciate as well as the ones that you bless because your discernment is on point and you're not going to bless anyone that you feel is not worthy or don't appreciate it. But I just want to say that is not my connection to you. That is beautiful one. That is not financially, you are a blessing. However, if you never gave me a dime, God is going to provide. And if
Amen.
He uses you as a vessel, you have broken out in this sector. I've watched people in Kwame's chat, particularly because that's where we both reside for the most part. And if you got haters, you got that goes with the territory. That means you're doing something right. But I am just here to tell you and to reassure you that financially, that is not what moves me to be connected to you. It is your spirit. And if you think that social media isn't an open portal for spirit, you're sadly mistaken. I have been connected to your thoughts. And let me tell you something. She is one of the biggest blessings that I have encountered since probably my mom passed away 10 years ago, or almost 10 years ago. And I'm saying that because this is a legitimate portal. It is an open, and God works because He created all of this. So He's going to govern all of this. Just because it's social media and it's been demonized as a demonic, or a superficial or a plastic way of connecting with people. Oh, we don't ever know nobody on here. Let me tell you, that's where discernment comes in. And if you don't have discernment, then seek a way to find you to get you some, because I'm telling you, it will change your life. And it will take a lot of the weight that is on your shoulders that you feel personally responsible for completely off. And I yield.
Yes, I agree. I
I
totally
second that.
agree.
I mean,
I
beautiful
totally
one.
agree.
The interactions in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Then finally getting to interview you, man, you're truly beautiful. I'm just trying
Amazing.
Thank you, Bolo.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Thank you so
trying to
much.
tell you
You're
real
so
talk.
sweet.
So it's not the
Thank
monetary
you.
stuff, man. Hey, God bless you. I told you before, if you did not donate to me one more time, it's still love. You know what I'm saying? It's not about money, man. Really appreciate you.
You
You know
know,
what I'm saying?
I get that in real life. I've gotten that I get that in real life. But, people like, okay, you don't have to do, but here's the thing. I used to be this type of person where I rejected everything. Like I rejected it. Like, oh no, don't do that. Don't do that for me. Don't do that for me. But people, I'm not giving you anything. I'm giving you what I feel like I got from you. So I'm paying you back because I received something. So it's an equal transaction, whether you realize it or not, to let you know that how special you are and how much I appreciate you. So you're not what you're. Let me say this: your time is not wasted here, because regardless, I'm receiving something from you. So as my way of paying you back, that is my way. So I'm getting something back. Trust me. Miss Akimi, Bolo, every one of you guys, Kwame, I'm receiving something. Whether you realize it or not, I'm receiving something. And that is my way of saying thank you. So it's an equal transaction when it comes to me. So that's how I look at it. Like I'm telling you, you just don't know. You guys have really truly sharpened me. Iron sharpens iron. You know what
Amen.
I'm saying? So you guys have
Reciprocity.
yes,
Reciprocity is in the house.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Hey man, I'm clipping that up. Just so you know, Miss Akimi, I'm clipping that up. That right there is gold right there. Lord have mercy. Salute to you, beautiful boy.
We need to go through the formal channels for you to clip that up off of my channel. Listen, every time I feel blessed because when I receive the word from her in the chat, and not every single comment, but she echoes. It's like, but there are certain comments that absolutely resonate with me. And I'm telling you, if it resonates with me, then it resonates with many others. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that you are able and chose to actually come and be a part of the platform. Bolo is always, I could do better. We're not, as far as reciprocity, I could do different. It's just that the way my life is set up, it just doesn't allow me to do it at this point. But the minute it does, if it does, it will definitely be reciprocal on that level. But I appreciate people that don't keep tabs and they don't keep score, and they know when something is from God, and they know when it's like, okay, well, I'll give you this on this end, but if I need you on this end, you got me. And that's me. That's me. I am that person that if we are in a relationship and it has been genuine, authentic, and God destined and sent, I'm going to follow his lead. I'm going to follow his instruction. And it may not come at the same time. That's one thing I want people to realize too, is that it may not be a tit for tat. Just because you bless me today doesn't mean I have to turn around and bless you the very next time that I show my face. But it may be 3 or 4 months down the line. And guess what? You reach out to me and you say, yo, I need this. Or if you implement it in a conversation and my discernment is on point, I'm going to pick up. Even when it ain't meant for nobody else to pick it up, you're going to be like, yo, I'm reaching out to you. And I'm be like, I got you. And that's who I am.
Miss Akimi, do you know how many times I've listened to you and you stopped me from slapping people?
No. But I'm glad. I'm glad. Because I got the same inclination. You see how quick I'm ready to go off on online just about stuff, that real life stuff that really doesn't matter to a lot of people at the end of the day, but it matters to me. I'm glad you vocalized it, because no, in reality, to answer your question, I didn't know, but it reaffirms and confirms to me that I'm on the right path.
And I want to echo what Mr. Akimi just said. See, it's all about you can't hide from the source, the all-seeing eye. So if you're planting seeds, right, with the wrong intentions,
right,
guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get exposed. You're gonna get exposed. It's simple as that, bro. Ma'am, whoever you are out there, just understand this. If you're genuine It is going to come. Wait your turn. All right, just keep doing what you're doing, keep pushing, and you're gonna be straight. You're gonna be straight. Trust me.
And we all, and I'm going to be done after this, but we all are equipped by design with different abilities, with different gifts, with different provisions, right? And so if it were all equal, then how would we benefit one another? We wouldn't in the same fashion,
Right.
as opposed to dealing with maybe your weakness could be somebody else's strength. My
Right.
weakness is somebody else's strength. That's what community, in my opinion, that's what the definition of community is. And when you have people that understand just that basic principle, you don't have to look that much further into it. You don't have to dissect and delve down that rabbit hole, because God's provision has been made very direct, very simple, and very eloquently put, because he is going to line things up. And that's why I was talking to Miss Yo the other day, and I was reiterating something that we've had in our conversations before. The timing is everything. Just because you feel it stirring in your spirit doesn't mean necessarily that that's the time to implement it, say it, vocalize it, or put it out in the atmosphere. It's the timing. And God's timing is what I seek, is what I see at the end of the day, right? So I just wanted to say that. And I appreciate all of y'all. And you are absolutely on point, Bolo, with your perspective on giving it from a man's perspective, that, you know what, there aren't, in your microscope or in your hindsight, there isn't a lot of options out there that fit the criteria of what you're looking for. And then we got beautiful ones saying, you know what, yep, and guess what, we're looking at the wrong stuff, because at the end of the day, if God is in that man, it's going to shine through and emulate through him to whoever he's speaking with. But it's only going to
Exactly.
shine through to those that have the eyes to see it.
That part.
Yes. And I
That
yield.
part.
Gotta be patient, man. Gotta be patient. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Facts.
Yes.
Maybe she's out there.
And confidence.
She's out there, and
Confidence.
she's still in the process of where she needs to get to before, you know, y'all are evenly yoked, or he is. You know what I'm saying? It's all God's timing.
And you
Not
as
worth
well. And you as well.
Yep.
That goes both ways.
Yep.
Because there may be some areas that you may need to be refined in, that you thought your shit was $100
Say
off.
that.
Exactly.
But
That
guess
part.
what? God will bring those to you to shed light on, yeah, I know what you thought, but this is where
Yeah.
you need to be in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I've been corrected on that quite a few times. Look, smelling myself, thinking I had it, you know, where I
Mhm.
was marketable, so to speak, and I was like, look, I'm the cat's meow. What you playing with? You ain't playing
Man,
with.
listen.
And God be like, oh, I'm getting ready to humble you all the way down, because you, listen, I speak through you. You don't speak through me.
Oh, you
See,
ain't never lied.
that's how I saw the video. Like, I agree with what she was saying. Some of the things that she was saying, okay, we all want these things, but let's self-reflect as well. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, everything
take
that we're
yourself
looking, huh?
Don't take yourself out the equation. I didn't mean to
Exactly. Like, you
interrupt you,
have to
beautiful.
I'm sorry, baby. Yeah, you have to self-reflect as well, because there's no, you can't say, you can say, okay, I want these things, but are they what you need? Are they what you need? I mean, like, I know, personally, I know someone, I'm going to make this short, who they were used to the man with the money, but they needed the man with, basically, that was striving, because that actually built them. Because okay, let's say if they were dating the guys with the money, they didn't really have a need or purpose because they got everything that they wanted. But when it came down to the guy, God giving them the guy that they needed, where they had to actually strive and work hard, they ended up serving their purpose, and now they're striving versus just being kept. So I look at it like this, like every relationship, I don't care what type of relationship, you all have to have your personal relationship with God.
Yes.
Both of you have
Come
to
on.
have your personal relationship with God. Other than that, it's not going to work. You don't have that like you said, Mr. Kimi, that equally yoked. You can't be equally yoked. So I just think that we need to bring relationships back to God instead of just saying what we need, what we looking for, all this other bullshit. Doesn't matter what we need, what we looking for is what's best for
Hey,
us
Yes.
at the end
hey,
of the
hey,
day. And we don't know that. And like Miss Yo Thought said, you grow together. That's the whole point of a relationship, is that growth together. So you're not gonna find, it's impossible. I don't care how many women think that. You're not going to find all the things that you want. But God will bring you that person that you need. And he's probably 9 times out of 10 already there.
Huh. Huh. Come
preach,
on now.
preach.
Come
Hey, but
on.
hey, Mr. Kimi, share what I got. I got something there. Share that. Share the screen. What I got there.
How do I look for it,
It's
Bolo?
it's it's
Oh,
right.
okay.
There we
Got
go.
you.
Let's
Got
listen to this.
you. Okay.
Nowhere in the scriptures are you ever called an adult of God. Nowhere in the word of God are you ever called an adult of God. But you move around God like an adult. Adults are set in their ways. Adults, nobody can tell them nothing. Adults want to do what they want with their own money. Adults are going to have their own will. Adults are rebellious. Adults don't surrender. Adults want glory. Adults want status. Adults love titles. Adults love positions. Adults like to compare. Adults like to fight. Adults want to be seen. Nowhere in the scripture are you ever called an adult. Everywhere in the New Testament, you're only called a child of God. And you can fool me, but you can't fool the Lord. He knows those of you who are adult-like, nasty, and those of you who are childlike, humble. The people who tear up churches are the people who act like adults. And you will not be able to survive the rigors of community when you don't act like a child. Nowhere in the scriptures are you ever called an adult.
That's deep.
Yep. We are out here acting like adults of God when we should be acting like children of God. And it ties into everything that we're saying here.
Yes.
That person that God has for you, the person that God wants you to become. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be rebellious. You're going to use your intellect. You're going to use all of that. But you're not going to submit and be a child of God if you keep acting like an adult in God.
Amen. Amen. This has been such a powerful interaction. I'm at a loss for words right now. I was full before I pushed the live button. And it's like now it comes full circle for me. I'm so good. And I know this is not about me. It's never about me and just me. I just want to say I appreciate every individual and every person, because time is the most valuable resource that any of us have. And for you to spend it here engaging and to listen and to at least absorb anything that's being said, I am humbly grateful. I am so humbly grateful. And I appreciate y'all. Complex, I apologize if I had you in the back chat for a while. I didn't even look. I was so engaged, but I'm so glad that you're here. What do you have to add to the conversation?
Hey, Mr. Kimmy, can you guys hear me okay? Want to
Yes.
say hello to you and
Salute.
Bolo. What's going on, bro? How you doing? This beautiful one. How are you?
I'm good, bro.
We've interacted in the chat a couple times. How you doing? I'm kind of in the middle of some work stuff, but I'm listening in because that's what I like to do. If I can listen to something that's very mentally stimulating while I work, it makes the mundanality of work go by so much easier. The whole idea, and this is kind of follow up on what this beautiful one was just saying a minute ago here about finding your reflection in someone else. Today is my daughter's 13th birthday, and I so wish my wife could be here. Right, this is her first year of her teenage years, and they always say that this stuff goes by so fast, right? And there's a lot of truth to that because I think that her getting to 13, it's been a blur, and upon reflection of that, I think about how, wow, okay, 13 happened real quick, and then the whole thing, my wife passing away and everything, and I think what happens here is a lot of people don't really truly understand how precious life is. They really don't. That's why I try to make the most, out of every day, because it's not promised. And, I turned 47 in August. And so I'm more cognizant and aware of even myself aging, right? And so I think what I'm really trying to draw out here is that I think people have to kind of do some internal analysis and reflection in terms of what they think is important in life, right? Do you have a purpose? Really, it's just, to me, it's so much of how our modalities are at this stage of the game. It's largely just like the machine programming the human. And it's not the other way around. The other way around, it used to be that the human programmed the machine. Okay, now it's flipped. We're in this new fourth industrial age. And so now the machines will be programming the humans. They'll be doing it through your cell phones, right? Vis-a-vis the relationship podcast and the red pill, blue pill, purple pill, gel cap, CBD gummy conversation. You know what I mean? It's just like whatever kind of label you want to put on this, right? But I'm just kind of saying all of this to say maybe what we should all do is reassess what is actually important in life. Because I think a lot of people have gotten inundated with filler, right? Not like minerals and proteins in terms of the thought and mind. Filler. A lot of filler content, a lot of quote unquote reality TV, and the ideas and the notions that were embedded in these types of programming to move people in a certain way. At a certain point, a decision has to be made by every individual to cut the bullshit. Sorry to pardon my language, but I don't know how much more plain to make it. Because tomorrow ain't promised to you. And that's all I really wanted to just come up here and say. I mean, sometimes I ain't even trying to be sobering. What I'm trying to do is be very realistic. Today is a very reflective day just for me personally. So that's all I wanted to throw out here, because I think oftentimes we make this harder than it has to be.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I agree with that. Go ahead, beautiful one. Give your thoughts.
Go ahead.
Well, happy birthday to your daughter.
Yeah.
And I agree with you on.
Thank you. She's so precious to me. Thank you.
Happy birthday. That's a blessing. Let me say that.
I want to say happy birthday to her as well. I also want to give you your flowers as a single parent raising children, whether it's
Yes.
one or multiple children, whether it's a mother or a
Just one.
father.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you, it's a whole sacrifice. It's a
Mhm.
whole journey. It is an entire purpose and calling. And I've been saying this from day one because, and the reason why I say it's a calling too, not to make it long labored and long drawn out, but when if you are walking in the purpose of becoming a parent, whether you are the seed giver or the life giver, the fact of the matter is that that's your responsibility until they are no longer your responsibility. And that usually comes upon a point when you take your last breath. But everybody does
Mhm.
not acquiesce or acknowledge or succumb to the fullity of that responsibility. And so we live in a culture, unfortunately, where it's unequally balanced when it comes from a father raising a child to a mother raising a
Mhm.
child, on a single level. But I just want to say that your daughter is super, super blessed. And for her to be able to
Yes.
reach this milestone with at least one of her parents or one of her life givers is and
Mhm.
then one that's invested in her and that loves her unconditionally and that will do any and everything in their power to ensure that when we take our last breath that she will be at least provided for until she can do for herself or she will get a
Mhm.
leg up. That to be commended. We are always giving single moms their flowers. I want to give you yours. No, I'm for real. I am dead ass right
Thank
now.
you.
Real talk.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'll say this too. Let's do this because I am going to have to get back to work here. Um, there's another component, just real quick. There's another component to it. It's the commitment to the vows that not only I took but my wife took to each other, right? To see this all the way out. Um, I another thing that kind of maybe kind of boggles my mind a little bit is just how is it that people move in such a way where they don't secure that partner in life that's going to really like during the hard times be there for them. I'm talking about times of illness because see, in times of illness and stuff like that, and I'm saying this because illness is a very real thing, right? Whether it's lab created or not, that's a whole other conversation. Um, but that's a very real thing. And so in times of illness, we want somebody to be able to like provide comfort and support while we engage in that healing process, right?
Mhm.
And so again, it's just, I implore everyone to really reassess like why it is you have people in your life. Like the superficiality of culture is those days are done.
Yes.
I don't know if people can read the writing on the wall right now, but because if not, then you're gonna find out after this election. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave it right there, Mr. Kimmy.
Well,
He is so right. He is
yes,
so. Can I say
And
this?
yes,
You are so right because I tell people that all the time. I'm like, a lot of women, I'm not, a lot of women look at this fairy tale thing like, okay, I want to get married because you want to impress the friends and you want the wedding and you want that whole glow thing, but what about sickness?
yes.
Are you willing to wipe your husband's ass?
Come on. Come
Are
on.
you
I did it
willing
for her.
to
I
Yes.
did it for
exactly?
her.
And
I did it for her.
go ahead, beautiful one.
We lose signal
Maybe she lost even sometimes
sometimes.
yeah.
Yes. So when you come back,
you
beautiful
hear me?
one, yes,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead,
yeah.
baby.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm so glad that you came up here and said this, sir, because I say this a lot to my friends. Like, what about that ugly part? Are you willing to do this? You're already complaining about washing his clothes. What about sickness? Are you ready for that? You know? So it's just like everything that you're saying, sir. Oh my God. I appreciate you. I thank you for your wife.
You're
I
welcome.
thank you because you are amazing. Let me say that to you. You are
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you because I have that topic right there. I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up. And that's something that women need to, and that's something that women and men both need to explore. Are you willing to go through the bad
Right.
part?
Right.
So I'm just saying, I appreciate you, sir. That's all I wanted to say. I had to say that because a lot of people don't understand that part. Are you willing to wipe the ass? Sorry to be so, I'm blunt. I'm
No.
sorry. I'm very blunt. I
It's
can't
it's
help it. I
fine
don't know how to
because
sugarcoat things.
if it happens to them, they're gonna want their partner to be there for them and do the same thing.
Right.
It's a
Right.
reciprocity thing, you know, and that's all it is. It's like you say. It's like, are you ready to have that conversation? Because that's how
Yes.
deep relationships actually get. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna continue to listen in though. I gotta get back to work. Hey, Mr.
Okay,
Kimmy,
sweetheart.
beautiful one, Bolo. I appreciate all
Salute,
y'all.
my
Okay,
brother.
Thank
Appreciate
you
you.
so much for coming up, Complex One, and thank
as
you for,
always,
yes,
as
like
always, it's a pleasure,
always.
Mr. Kimmy. Okay,
All right,
bye bye.
take care. So
Man, I'm so happy that I got to come up here because I'll be mad busy. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
definitely.
This definitely was
Thank
yeah.
you so much for making the time and allotting the time for everybody, for beautiful one, for
Thank you, Miss
Polo.
Kimmy.
Yes, I appreciate y'all. And it just gave such a beautiful caveat to the message that I wanted to send. It's all about, to me, I identify just as you and Bolo do with the godlike aspect of it. And when it comes to the demonic aspect of it, we can recognize it and be equipped to recognize it. But outside of that, it has no power.
Right. Exactly.
And that was the only message I was trying to send. So I'm so grateful for y'all. Thank you so much for
Thank
All
you,
coming.
right.
Mr. Kimmy.
Salute to you, Mr.
Thank you,
Kimi,
sweetheart.
beautiful one. Y'all have a
Bye,
great day.
Bolo.
All
Bye.
right, gorgeous. All
Okay,
right,
bye-bye.
Bolo. Thank you, babes. Thank you, babes. Yes. So I just want to say I am so glad that they hit the panel. I'm glad that other perspectives and experiences and life's journeys were shared. I am so grateful. I know what I sound like. I know what my beliefs are. I know how I feel about all topics. But when I get community to come in and say, you know what? I agree with this, but this is where I differ in agreement. This is real life. This is real life. And I appreciate those ears that were open to hear, and those eyes that were able to receive. And I'm just so grateful. I'm not going to do a long conclusion or outro on the whole situation. It speaks for itself. My message, I got that across. I got that out. I expressed it. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the donations. Oh, I do want to go up because I know it get to flowing sometimes. I want to say I appreciate peace and blessings to Redeem. You are a blessing. Thank you so much to the platform. I appreciate all of that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being present. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Let me tell you, time is the most precious resource that any of us have to give. And so we become selective, or we should become selective as to who we allot that time in, and especially in a time where life is just accelerating and the days just seem to shortening and the nights seem to become shorter. And so I don't take it for granted because I know what it makes me feel like when my days, man, like in another 30 minutes, I got to go pick up my shorty from school. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like a blink of an eye from when I dropped him off to where I got to pick him up until he gets his own ride and his driver's permit and all of that. And we working on that because mama ain't no Uber sign, okay? But I do what I got to do until we can do different, right? But I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Vicky Lacey. Salute, Mr. Kimmy and Miles in chat. I feel him. My son was murdered this year in March. Enjoy life and enjoy family. Life is too short. First of all, I want to say my condolences to you and the loss of your son. I can't imagine, but if it happened to you and it didn't happen to others at this point in time, that meant that there was something that God was wanting to teach you and wanting to definitely, he felt like you could handle it. And I'm not minimizing what you're going through by any means. I'm just saying, I know that there are catastrophes and life altering experiences that I have gone through with my own life being threatened that I never, ever, ever imagined possible, but I made it through. And you know, another thing too is that you have support, Vicky. You have love, you have prayers, and I know you've got an immediate support system that is there to show love and demonstrate love and support to you where your son probably would have and did while he was here with us in flesh. But just know, let me tell you, I lost my mama and my daddy. And I'm here to tell you that they are here in spirit. My mom's been gone for almost 10 years, well, close to 10 years. My dad's been gone closer to 17, 18 years. And I'm here to tell you that I get birds that chirp, that land on my lanai or on my balcony during the rain, get soaking wet, and they'll sit there and stare at me. I wake up in the mornings sometimes and I feel like they're there in the flesh, one or the other, that they're there in the complete flesh. And then when I do finally like come to total wake up status, I couldn't believe it because it was so real. So just hold on to that. Hold on to the spiritual connection. Hold on to the fact that you gave him life or her life, depending on who you are. And that the flesh is transitional, in my opinion and in my experience. The flesh is transitional, but the spirit and the soul is everlasting. And it's going to go from one vessel to another. So I hope that that's reassuring to you. If I missed anybody, I see King Rain. Okay, yes, because this I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, there you go. Thank you so much, King Rain, for your blessing to the channel. I just appreciate y'all being here. I really do. If you bless the platform, you bless the platform. I'm grateful. But I want my words and my experience and my driven spirit from God to permeate somebody. And I don't care if it's not everybody. I know that's not realistically speaking. But the fact that y'all say, you know what, this touched me, or I learned from something from this, or I appreciate you, and I appreciate your time and sharing your experience and your wisdom to say that, you know what, this is applicable to me and something that I have gone through, something that I am going through, or something that I may go through, but I'll store this in the subconscious. I'm grateful for it all. And so with that said, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I really do. I love y'all. Thank you so much for being a part of this live, of this experience. I appreciate all of my people that came up on the panel, all of the people that contributed as a blessing through finances. I'm grateful. I appreciate my mods. I appreciate, look, y'all, on the way out, drop links. I know I said that at the beginning, but if you haven't been doing it during the during the live, go ahead and drop links toward the end of the live for those channels for my mods. I know everybody got their own content, especially when it comes to the content creators. They got their own stuff going on. But I just want to make sure I show my appreciation and my support for everyone that took out the time out of their busy day to support me, right? And with y'all, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all soon, if it's in the next chat or the next live. All right?